Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. The first round of Sudoku Mahabharat for 2023 took place a few days ago and it actually ended a few hours ago. And I really enjoyed this round as I usually do with Sudoku Mahabharat. And I thought that I could make a video with all 6x6 puzzles. And that's something I usually don't do. So let's start with this classic. So we can see right from the get-go with those twos we can put a 2 here. With this 3 we can put a 3 here. So there's a 4 and a 6 here. And the 2 and the 5 go there. There's a 1 here, a 1 there, so we can put the 1. We need a 4 and a 6 here, but we have given digits here. And then what's the next place to look? This 4 and this 1 must go in those places, but there's a 1 in this column. Here we need a 3 and a 5. There's already a 3 here, and that's a 2. So with this 2 and this 2, we can place a 2 here, a 6 to complete the column. This 5 does not go here, so that's a 3, that's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 2. Here a 5 and a 3, but there's a 3, 4, a 4 and a 3, sorry. Here a 1 and a 6, but there's a 1 here. That's a 6, and then that's not a 3. And here we get a 6 and a 4. And that's it for this first classic. Let's move on to the next. So here's the second classic. So where do we start? There's this 5 and this 5, so we get a 5 here. There's this 4 and this 4, places a 4 here and then there, and then here, and then here. Next, this one in the column must be here. So here we need 5 and 6, there's a 5 here. That's 2 and 3, that's also 2 and 3. 5 is not here, 5 is not here, so that's a 5. The 2 is not here in the column, that's a 3, and that's a 2, and that's a 3, that's a 2. And here we get the 2 and the 3 as well, so that's now a 5. This here is not a 6, so 1, 6. That's a 3. Here 1 and 2, there's a 1 in this column. That's a 3. Here 1 and 6, there's a 1 in this column. And the 6 and the 2. So those are usually very quick starters. Let's move on to some more difficult 6x6 puzzle. So this here is a diagonal Sudoku. It was worth 5 points, if I recall correctly, which is a lot for a 6x6 in Sudoku Mahabharat, and I know many people have had real trouble with this puzzle. So where do we start? It seems only logical to start with the box with very few options. Well, with the fewest options. I think that's a word. So what do we see? We need 1, 2, and 6, and because of this 6, that's not a 6. And now the first thing we can see here is that those 3 candidates here all are in the field of this cell. So this here is different from those because of diagonal logic, and different from this because of Sudoku logic, and different from this as well. So it has to be a 3 or a 4. And then this digit here, and I will use some coloring for that. This digit here is not in those cells by the diagonal logic, so it must appear somewhere here. So what is the next logic? The next logic, what is it? I have to remember. There's something with 5 and 6. And yes, so the other logic is that all 3 digits here must be different from those. So that's very important. All three digits here must be different from those. And obviously this digit is also different from those, so it has to be a 1 or a 2. So that's the really nice logic here. Yes, that's it. This digit is different from all 4 digits here, so it has to be one of them. So here we get a 1-2 pair on the diagonal, and this is a 6. And then those 2 digits are a 1-2 pair, so this is neither of them, that's a 4 or a 6. Those 2 digits are a 1-2 pair, so this is neither of those, it's a 3 or a 5. That's really neat logic, and this digit here does not appear anywhere in there, it can only be here in this region. So that's something really nice, I think. And then let's do some more coloring, I think. So this digit here is the same as this one, and it's not the same as this, so it's the same as this one. Yes, I think that's interesting, but that's probably not the point. So let's get back to this. So this is a digit, and the counterpart of 3 and 4 is somewhere here. So those are from 3, 4, 5, and the 5 is definitely here. So those are from 3, 4, and 6, and the 6 is here. And because the 6 is here, this now becomes a 4. 4 may be excluded from those, 3 is now excluded from those, and 3 on the diagonal is here, so that this is a 5. And then now we have a 5. Where's the next place to look? Here we need 1, 2, and 5. I think perhaps that's not the most important logic right now. I'm trying to remember. I solved this pretty quickly during the contest, but I'm not finding it so easy now. So perhaps it's about 3 on the diagonal. Or perhaps it's not. So those are from 1 to 6, so this is 2 or 6. This is 1 or 6. 3 is somewhere there. 3 is somewhere there. So maybe it's about where... So, let's just brute force it, I think. That's 1 or 3, that's 2 or 3. I'm positive that there is something more with that, and something with similar logic. There's a 4 somewhere here, a 4 somewhere here. Yes, there's a 4 somewhere here, and that's interesting because this cell sees both cells here. This one by diagonal logic, this one by column logic. So this here is not a 4. So it's not a 4, it's none of those, so it has to be a 2 or a 5. Now on the diagonal, 4 is not here because of this, so on the diagonal, 4 is here. And this is 1 or 2, so that's a 5. That's 4, that's 5. And then that's a 4. And on this diagonal, that's not a 5, so 5 goes here on the column. Those are from 1 to 3, and on this diagonal, 6 can only be here. So that's 6, that's 1, that's 2, let's put the 1 in the red cells, that's a 2, that's a 2, here 2 and 3, so that's a 3, that's a 2, here we need 4 and 5, and here we need a 3 and a 6, that's a 3, that's a 1, that's a 6, that's a 3, that's a 6, and that's a 2. So this was really tricky. There was some beautiful geometry in action, and apparently I managed to solve it quicker during the contest. I would just say good for me, but let's move on to the next puzzle now. So this is an extra region Sudoku, which means that, sorry, I'm not in the right window. So all 6 digits here in the shaded area form a region with all digits from 1 to 5. So the first thing I'm noticing is that 5 is in none of those, so it must appear somewhere here. And in this region, 5 must be here. But similarly, 1 is not in those, so it has to be here in the shaded region. So by Sudoku, we get a 1 here. This column needs a 4 and a 6 because of this 4. That's the 6, that's the 4. This column needs a 1 and a 6, so the 6 is here and the 1 is there. So that's not the 1, that's the 1. Here we need a 2 and a 3. Here we need a 2 and a 6. Now, where do we look? That's a 1 and a 4, but there's a 1 in this column. And with those 4s, with the 4s that are placed, we need to place a 4 here. And that's a 3 or a 6. Here I need a 2 and a 3. Up there I need a 3 and a 6. And this is 4 and 5, but there's already a 4 in this column. And then we know that there's a 2 somewhere here. So this can't be a 2 because it's in the same extra region. So that's the 3, that's the 2, that's the 6, that's the 3. Here we need 2 and 5. That's a 6. That's a 5. Here we need 3 and 6, so that can't be a 3. And we get the remaining digits. So this was really definitely not as tricky as the diagonal puzzle just before. Oops, what am I doing? This is now a quadruple Sudoku, one of my favorite ever variations. So what do we have? So 2 and 3 are somewhere in there. 1 and 2 are somewhere in there. So something of interest here. But that's not what I'm be focusing on at first glance. So here we need 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are the 4 digits here, but there's a 4 here, so there's not a 4 here. There's a 2 here, so there's not a 2 here. And we get a 4 somewhere there. And we get a 2 somewhere here. So will that be interesting? That remains to be seen. There's a 5 somewhere here, so no 5 here. So to fulfill this clue, there must be a 5 somewhere here. And there's no 5 here, so 2, 3, and 5 will be somewhere there. So those are from 1, 4, and 6. And the interesting stuff here is that 2 in the column must be there. So that's a 2, 5 pair. So that's something. So there's a 5 here. So there's no 5 here. We can place a 5 somewhere in here. We know there's a 6 somewhere here. I'm not sure that's very useful. There's a 4 somewhere here. So where is the next place to look? So we know. What do we know? Well, what do we know? So what about, is it about 5? Is it about 4? I'm not saying it right now. For sure, this is not a 2. So this clue, this 2 here will be fulfilled with either this or that, but that's not saying much. So what do we know? So oh yes, that's it. So we know there's a 2 here, so there's no 2 there. Here we have 2, 5, and 6, so those are from 1, 3, 4. And in this column, we are missing the 5 and the 6. But there's a 5 here, so that's the 6 and that's the 5. And that's not a 6. So here we are left with 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what? So we know there's a 3 here. So there's a 6 somewhere here. So this here is not a 6. This is from 1, 3, and 4. There's a 6 somewhere. Oh, 5 here. There's no 5 there. So there's a 5 somewhere here. So there's no 5 there. So there's a 5 somewhere here. It places this 2 and this 5. And there's a 5 down there. So that's something more. Now, is it about the 6? We know that there's a 4 here. So there's no 4 here, and because of the quad, there's a 4 here, so that's a 1. And down there we get a 3-4 pair, so there's no 3 here, and there's no 1 there. There's no 1 there. That may have a double meaning. So that's a 6 here. And then, so the 2 that's not here must be there. The 1 that's not here must be there. And then, so there's a 1 in this quad, so it can only be here. That's a 2. No 2 here, so that's a 2-5 pair. And there's a 1-6 pair here. So that's 6 must be in those. Here we need a 4 somewhere, but it's because of this, the 4 is not on top, the 4 is at the bottom, so that's a 3 and that's a 4, and that's not a 3. Actually, the 3 is down there. What haven't we used? There must be a 6 somewhere here, so that's here, and it pushes the 3 to the left. This is here a 1-4 pair, so here we have a 2-6 pair, and here that's a 1-5 pair. So the 3 is here, the 4, there must be a 2 somewhere here, so it's here and it pushes the 5 to the left. It resolves that. And now this 6 places a 1 and a 6 and a 4 and a 1 and a 3 and a 4. Here we have a 1-2 pair, and that's a 3-4 pair. Here, this quad needs a 3, so that's the 3, pushes the 6 here, and the rest should be self-explanatory. Not sure about how to pronounce that word. Well, this is straightforward. So that was definitely a tricky puzzle. You must find your way in the eliminations. Well, it's really feasible to build such tricky puzzles with quads on 6x6. So there are 2 more, 3 more. Thermo, odd even, no 3 in a row. So let's move on to thermo. So here's the thermo. So we have 2 thermos of length 4. So they are pretty restricted, so this can't be a 1, so that's a minimum of 2, minimum of 3, minimum of 4, minimum of 5. So we have 2 degrees of freedom, 5 or 6, 4 or 5, or 3 or 4, but 4 is not available, so that's a 3 and that's a 2. So now this 3, all of this places a 3 here. This 4 comes here, so that's a 5 and that's a 6, and that's a 5 and that's a 6, and we get a 5-6 pair on top. A 1-4 pair here, that's a 2, that's a 1, and that's a 2-4 pair. Now here we get a 1-2 pair, but there's a 2 here. So this 2 already uses 1 degree of freedom, so that's a minimum of 3, minimum of 4, minimum of 5, so 5 or 6. 4 or 5, 3 or 4, but 4 is not available. We get 5-6 pair here. 2 and 3, actually this 3 and this 3, put a 3 here. This 2 is not here, so it goes there. This 4 resolves all of this. Get those 2 digits. There's a 5-6 pair here, 5 and 6 this way. That can only be a 4. And that's it for this puzzle. Much easier than the quad and the diagonal. Let's move on to odd even. So here's the odd even. So I just remind that those squares contain even digits and that those circles contain odd digits. So I'm doing it just by brute force here. So that's not a 2, that's not a 5, that's not a 3. Now let's do some real logic. Perhaps this column needs a 1 and a 6. This column here needs a 5 and a 6. And I'm noticing here an X-wing. I'm also noticing that this 4 can only be here. There has to be a 2 around here. But really, there's an X-wing here. I'm pretty sure this was intended, which means that in those 2 columns we have located 2 digit 6. So in those rows, we also have located 2 digit 6. So this will never be a 6. So what else is interesting? Not quite seeing what else is interesting, to be honest. Oh, this 4 here is not there. So I probably just bashed my way through the puzzle. I really don't remember. No, this 3 goes there. Is there another X-wing? Perhaps there is. I know 5 must be somewhere here, 1 must be somewhere here. I'm not sure what to do with that. So let's just pencil mark. I must be missing something really obvious. So I know that 6 is not there. And that's not so interesting, really. 6 is not there. What am I missing? So those are from 2. This is from 2, 5, 6. I think I solved this one very quickly during the contest, but I'm not seeing how I did that. I'm probably missing some very obvious elimination. I'm just not seeing it right now. So there's a 2 here, there's a 6 there. Really, what am I missing? There's a 1 here. I see no other restriction on 1s. What is this? Oh, I'm starting to feel really ridiculous here. So there's definitely a 6 around here. Oh, yes, that's it. So there's a 6 here, and there's also a 6 here. So we've located 2 6s in those 2 columns, so the other cells here can't contain 6s. So I guess I saw it much quicker during the contest. So that's another X-wing. and we get those digits and this digit here. So that's not a 2, that's a 5 or 6. Now we know this. What else happens? It's probably not over yet. Actually, that's not a 2, so the 2 goes there. We know that this is not a 6. We know that there are 1, 5, and 6, but this is not a 6 because of the X-wing. So here we know that 6 is not here, so those are, there's a 2 there, and this is from 1 and 5. So here we need 1 and 6. And how do we conclude with this? And here I'm seeing an XY wing, which means that this can be 5 or 6. If this is a 6, then this is a 1. If this is a 5, then this is a 1. So one of them has to be a 1, and this is not a 1. And there must be something similar on some other place. Perhaps it's here. Yes, that's here. I'm seeing those digits. So we know that one of them here is a 6, so one of them here is a 1, and this can't be a 1. I don't remember doing such complicated eliminations. Actually, on this row, 3 can only be here. So let's stop being silly. The puzzle just falls apart after this really easy remark. Yes, the rest is just singles. 5 and 1. So there were those 2 X-wings that were not that easy to see, and the rest was just standard eliminations. Although this video is now too long, but there's still one puzzle to do. So this last mini puzzle is called No 3 in a row, and it means that whenever you have 3 digits consecutive in a row or in a column, you can't have all 3 of them have the same parity. So let's see, we know that this 3 has to be somewhere here. And the interesting fact here is that those digits can't be 1, 3, and 5 because it would break the rule. So 5 must be somewhere here, and because there's a 5 in this column, we get the 5 here. This 2 now goes there. We have 2 even digits, so this can't be the 6, it has to be the 3, and that's the 6. This 5 doesn't go here. Here we have 1 and 6. And because of this 6, that's 1 and 6, but because we could also have seen that 1 can't go between 5 and 3. This would have placed 3 consecutive odd digits. So the rest should just be Sudoku, I think. 6 here, 6 here, 6 here. So that's a 6. 5 does not go there, does not go there, so that's a 5. And actually this, because of 6 and 4, this can't be the 2. So that's 1 or 3. Here we need 4 and 3, but 4 can't go there. There's already 2 even digits. So that's the 3, that's the 1, that's the 4. Here this is 2 and 3, but 3 can't go next to 1 and 5. So that's here. Here we need 2 and 4. So now 1 and 2 must be here by Sudoku. This is the correct order. 4 can't be between 6 and 2. So 4 is here, that's a 3. It resolves that. Here we need the 3 and the 5. Here we need the 1 and the 2, and the 4 and the 6. And that's it for this puzzle. And that's it for this video. So I spent a whole half hour solving those 6x6 Sudokus from Sudoku Mahabharat. They were not all that easy. Definitely some of them had their tricky flavor to it. And I see you soon with the solves of some 9x9 puzzles from this same contest. Thanks for watching this video and see you soon on SudoKanard.